We're back. Jordan's made the drive.
Oh my days.
In the back porch, we're living the life out here. Different locations every week.
Oh.
It's the way we live. We're on the road, but we're heading back week 28.
28 weeks.
We're 28 weeks in.
That's crazy.
And you've got the scores for us. I'm going to let you do your thing because obviously you can do it correctly. I can't. I subtracted 40 points from us, but now we get to feel good. We're getting those 40 points back.
Yep. We're getting it back. Last week we had a 10-9 thriller.
Yep.
Brock takes me down after a clutch, perfect game of the week prediction.
You got to get him right.
He was in the hole, gets a perfect game of the week prediction, gets all 4 points. That puts him in the win gets him the win for last week. And guess what that does? It ties us up. Yeah. It's 173 to 173. We're 27 match weeks in, going into match week 28, and we're level on points. We know ball. We're geniuses. Yeah. Let's get into the predictions for the week.
The margins are fine, and we head to our first fixture of the week. It's Manchester United kicking off at the Trafford versus Everton.
Wow. And in Everton, we talked about it briefly last week. They get those 4 points back.
Yep.
Gives them that cushion, right? But the reality of it is they have not looked good in recent weeks.
No, their form is trending down. The results are trending down. And it's at a time where you don't want that to start happening.
Yeah.
This is a scary time to be not building momentum and starting to regress.
Yep.
What do you think is playing into that?
I think a huge part of it has been their schedule recently has been tough. Like, to be fair, they've played some difficult fixtures, and their issues right now is they're just not able to get wins. They're picking up draws left and right. And when you're not getting 3 points, it just starts to feel pressure. If you keep getting draws, it's like, oh, we're not losing, but you're not jumping up the table the way you should, right?
Lose 2 and then win that third, and you're doing the same amount of damage.
Exactly. And so, it's been a struggle for them recent weeks. United, last 2 weeks, back-to-back losses. They're back at home. This is a favorable fixture for them. Do they get the job done?
I think they get the job done. I'm hearing rumors they're floating ideas of a new coach. We're getting on the pulse early. We always jump on great journalism here. We're jumping on it early. I think that they get the job done. I think they do it in probably pretty sloppy fashion, but it'll be like a sloppy 3-1. I'm going to say scoreline 3-1, but it'll be just, really? That was 3-1? Okay, fair play.
I'm going to go 2-0. I don't think Everton, their problem all year has been scoring goals, and Beto was supposed to be the solution, and man, oh man, how many sitters can you miss? Bring us to the next game.
That's curling. Next game, we get Bournemouth facing Sheffield. Blades get battered.
Oh, they get absolutely destroyed, and I think it's 3 straight games at home in which they conceded 5 goals.
Yeah. So
that tells you the whole story. They may be on the road this game, and maybe that favors them. I don't know. But this game, we don't have to talk about too much, do we?
Too much. 2-0 Bournemouth.
2-0 Bournemouth. Simple as that.
Next fixture, we get Palace. Taking it home, they get Luton, and Palace has been a weird side for me. Obviously, Luton starting to feel the breaks.
Yeah.
When the games start to matter, I think this window of 28 onwards is where teams get this wake-up call. Usually you're like, hey, let's punch up. This is when it gets real.
Yeah.
Teams are doing whatever they can to scrape any kind of points. I think this sets up for a weird one.
Yeah. I think Palace, new manager, obviously. Yep. They got a new manager win.
Was it away?
When they beat who did they beat? Burnley? I don't remember. I don't remember who.
Not a Palace pod.
But fair enough. But they lose last week away at Tottenham.
Yeah.
They looked good, fell apart late. Couldn't hold down Tottenham for the entire 90. But I think Oliver Glasner is a good manager, and I think they'll get the 3 points here. I'm gonna go 2-1 Palace.
2-1 Palace. I'm gonna go an interesting route. I don't think I've done it at all this entire stretch that we've been doing these films. I'm gonna go 0-0.
Wow.
I'm gonna go 0-0. It just feels like one of those games I'd look at and I'm just like, I don't know, not a whole lot. 0-0. Next fixture, we get Wolves playing host to Jordan's Fulham that is finding form off the back of a great win against Brighton. That feels like a pretty significant one in a lot of different contexts. Correct me if you don't feel that way.
100%, that's a huge win. I mean, you beat United, and you're buzzing because you're kind of in a place where you're like, okay, we're a good team. We've maybe found a new striker. We have a lot of good talent, and rumors with Paulinho leaving. He's out 2 games. We win 2 games. Last season, we didn't win a game without Paulinho on the field. This year, he's out for 2. We win 2. That is insane to think about.
Something up
That's
over there.
insane to think about. But to have 2 big wins against 2 clubs in the top half is huge. Fulham's been the type of team that's always beaten the teams in and around them, but they never punch up. But now you're seeing them beat Brighton, beat Arsenal, beat United. That's huge. That's absolutely huge.
Yeah.
And Munez, 5 goals in 5 games.
Right.
That's been the story.
Form.
Yeah.
And I think it's bigger than just winning these games, right? For a club like Fulham, yes, winning these games, unbelievable, but it's the fashion that you're doing. You deserve to beat United, right? You deserve to beat Brighton. And I think that switching your focus off of, we're no longer just trying to scrape points. We're not just trying to win games, but we are playing to the level that we deserve to win those games.
Yeah.
It's not a smash and grab anymore. It's
Yeah.
like Fulham has the quality now to go beat top sides.
And just real quick, because they are my team, our injuries right now, all of these players are returning back from injury. Our depth is insane. Like, our issue right now is not the 11 on the field. It's how do we get all the players on our bench time, because we have so much depth. And so it's an interesting story. Wolves, on the other hand, been brilliant. Oh my goodness, they're in 10th, I think.
Yeah.
That is just a really, really surprise.
Yeah.
This was a team pegged to go down at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
They're now sitting in 10th. And
I want you to put a number on it. Put a number on it for me here, because these are 2 sides that I think are in a very similar spot here.
Oh, I'm 2-1 Fulham.
Wow, he's backing Fulham
2-1
here.
Fulham.
Just for the sake of it, I'm going to throw myself on the other side of this.
Yeah.
We need chaos towards the end of the season. I'm going to go 2-1 Wolves.
Let's do
Let's
it.
play devil's. It's never worked for me. It has never
Every
worked for
time
me.
we've split, I'm pretty sure Fulham's
Every
always
time
won
Fulham,
that week.
but not this time. That
Come
takes us
on.
to our next fixture. We're heading to the Emirates with a flying Arsenal side facing Brentford. Everything that comes with this fixture, we think back to the Amazon document, just a fun kickabout with the boys. There's just been, over time, there's just been something brewing between Arsenal, Brentford. These fixtures just always seem to be charged. You get the storylines, Raya, Ramsdale, all these things. But
Yep, 100%. And we were talking a little bit earlier. Arsenal have scored 30 goals in 2024.
Wow,
and
sounds about right.
There is a team who's in the top half of the table, Manchester United, who've scored 37 goals the entire season.
Oh, so you're telling me from the start of 2024, I'm trying to do the math in my head, Arsenal scored 30 goals.
Yep.
But then, what are we thinking back to? Is it August?
Yeah,
37 Premier League goals.
August.
Okay, I was just making sure the math is. But, okay, I'm following.
He's waffling. I'm going to go 3-1 in this one. I don't think Brentford have been good recently, and I don't think they'll be able to challenge here.
Yeah. I think you're going to see Tony really wanting to do some damage. He really wants this move. But in all seriousness, wow. Have we not seen... I'm going to take the liberty, I'm going to take the second to talk about what we've seen really change in Arsenal, specifically following the Christmas break. It's the fluidity in which they are manipulating spaces now. It's Declan Rice getting into more advanced positions. It's Jorginho coming in and providing stability. Truly, I think that you have a shout that Jorginho could win Player of the Month for this previous month.
Wow.
He's man of the match against Liverpool, from what I remember.
Yeah.
He's man of the match against Newcastle. These are 2 massive games. He's a player that everybody looks at and they're like, this guy is rubbish. He comes in and he provides such quality, stability, and you're just seeing a side that is now firing on all cylinders. They have so many different ways to score, so many different goal scorers. I think there was 5 different goal scorers in their previous game. You look at it's so different than what City does, where everything is floating around an Erling Haaland tap-in. You're seeing Arsenal play in a way that almost replicates City a couple years ago, where these goals are coming from all these different spaces, and it makes me feel so encouraged.
Yeah.
Do we need a player like Ivan Toney?
Well, it's interesting because the thing with City a couple years ago was they didn't have a striker, but they were just so fluid. And right now we're seeing that with Jesus injured. Yeah. You're having all these different players play in and through the middle, and everyone's coming inside, inverted. It's so fluid, and it's been really, really fun to watch. Yeah. Prediction. Give me your prediction for this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-0 to the Arsenal. I think let's just keep the train rolling.
There you go.
Next fixture, Villa Spurs. It's a pretty fun one.
It's a very fun one. This week has a lot of very good fixtures.
Yeah.
And Villa have been recent weeks looking really good.
Yeah.
Spurs, they get that win last week, but it's been, again, since some of these injured players are coming back into the side, but they're not quite looking the same as they did early in the season.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting game. Very interesting, very exciting game. Ollie Watkins has the most goal contributions in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, he's been brilliant.
Shout for player of the season.
Oh my goodness.
Genuine shout for player of the season.
He really does, especially if they keep a top 4 spot.
Yeah. For me, I just want to go throw a number on it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go pretty reserved here. Pretty much my fundamentals. I'm going to go 2-1 Villa.
Wow. Yeah. They're also at home.
Yeah.
That plays a role.
Plays a role.
I'm going to something in me. I mean, I'm gonna differ just because I want to.
Okay.
I think I maybe would have leaned Villa, but you said that, so I'm gonna go Tottenham 2-1. Let's keep it interesting.
Keep it interesting. That's what we do. Next fixture, we get Brighton at home against Forest. De Zerbi has a really bright future.
He does.
I rate him as a manager. I think he's probably one of the second best tactical manager in the Prem. I'm putting him over Arteta. It's just like, how can he start? I don't know. I think he needs to get something to click.
I think for him right now, he's able to lift up a side like Brighton to be one of the a European team.
So you expect.
But he's having a hard time now that now that he's brought Brighton to that level. Yeah. How can he stay consistently getting results, getting 3 points?
Because now that's the expectation.
Exactly, and that's a very difficult thing from a club that used to be like, oh my goodness, we just win every now and then.
Yeah.
Now we need to win every week.
We need to win every week.
And it's one of those things where it comes down to consistency.
Yeah.
Forest, on the other hand, they're in and around the relegation zone.
Yeah.
They need to start picking up points. They won't do it here. I'm going to go 2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton. I'm going to go, let's up at 1. 3-1 Brighton. Takes us into our next fixture. West Ham facing off against the same badge, Burnley. Sometimes I can't tell the difference. West Ham, Burnley. West Ham at home.
West Ham has been a really weird team recently because they haven't looked good. Last week, I don't think they looked good either. And they got the 3 points.
Yeah.
And it was late drama.
Yeah.
You know, they 2 goals in stoppage time, got the 3 points, got the job done. They'll get the job done again because they're playing Burnley. I mean, they are a hard team to predict recently.
Yeah. For me, it's one of those ones I look at. It just looks like a 2-0.
Yep. I'm
picturing that in my head, and so I'm gonna go with it 2-0.
I'm gonna back you 2-0 West Ham.
2-0, and this takes us into the game of the week, the game of the season to date. This has just so many storylines, but we get Liverpool at Anfield hosting the current champions, Manchester City.
We have number 1 versus number 2.
Yeah.
This has been a insane title race. If all of the 3 of these teams stay within the gap that they're in, oh my days, we're going to have an amazing end to this year. This is going to be a title tilting match.
Yeah.
If there's a winner in this, that team is now sole possession of taking care of business for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
This is a humongous game. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say besides that.
I have to say this, and I think I addressed it a little bit last episode, but I think we need to draw attention to it again. Liverpool go with an extremely depleted side to Forest, and they get a gutsy 3 points. Gutsy 3 points. Darwin Nunez, how many game winners has he scored this season?
A lot more than they did last season.
It's like, there is something to be said, because there's just been so much injury drama with Liverpool, for them to still be at where they are right now. They have a trophy in the bag already.
Yeah.
They're still in the driver's seat for the Prem. It's been incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
City's rolling. City is absolutely rolling. They just look like a side. I was talking about it. They're the one side that throw any kind of low block, any tactical identity within condensing space. I don't care. City will find a way to break it down.
Yeah.
They are unbelievable when it comes to playing in these tight spaces. The likes of Phil Foden.
Bernardo Silva. The way these players can just it does the tightest of spaces. Yeah. They're just able to take 3 defenders out of the game just by a dribble pass. Like, it is just insane to watch. Yeah. It really is.
It's insane to watch. I really don't want to have to do it.
I think you have to take it first this week.
But I will, and I'm going to go just out there, outlandish. But what I would dream to have happen is a 2-2 result.
Oh, man.
It's Liverpool at Anfield, and there's something about it. There's a willingness on my end to put my chips in their corner. Even to get a 2-2 draw is a massive result for them here, I think.
I don't know where Salah's at on getting back healthy. It's definitely hard to put your cards in Liverpool's corner right now, just because of they have like 8 youth players playing. Like, it's insane to watch. They're playing well. They're fun to watch, and I'm gonna do it. I'm going to put my chips in that corner because of one man only. Klopp. It has to be 2-1 Liverpool. They're gonna take sole possession of this title race. It's going to be thrilling, and it's gonna shock the world.
I mean, that is a result that will shock the world. It almost feels wrong to try and finish out the week after this. Like, that is the fixture I will absolutely be watching. Yep. We get to go to Chelsea, hosting Newcastle, and it's 2 sides. Newcastle's, I think, been more consistent. Chelsea's rubbish.
The story of these two, I think they're very similar stories.
Yeah.
They're teams with a lot of money who are mid-table, should be in Europe, but right now aren't. Yeah. And are just really, one week they're playing well, the next week they're not.
Yeah.
And you really, really do not know how to really pick a game like this because of that. Like, you really don't know. It's going to be interesting to see this one. I'm going to lean home field advantage. So I'm going to go 2-1 to Chelsea. Feels weird saying it.
Yeah.
But
I've just been kind of off the rails this week, but these are just the kind of games like Chelsea. This just seems like a really high-scoring game. We've seen Newcastle get involved in them. We've seen Chelsea get involved in them. I could see this game easily finishing 3-3.
3-3.
I'm going to go 3-3. Sit on the fence, but in a high-scoring 3-3.
There you go.
This takes us into our last fixture. We get a makeup, Bournemouth playing Luton Town, and do you have something for us here?
Well, this is the fixture where, if you guys remember, Lockyer collapsed. So they're replaying it this week. Kind of an interesting fixture because both of these teams are struggling in recent weeks. Luton need points. I think they'll be able to get 1 here. I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. Yeah. I'm going to go Bournemouth 2-1, and we're going to wrap that up for the week. Throw the graphic up.
Get it up there.
This is a fun week. Lots of fun storylines, fixtures.
Yeah, a lot of big fixtures this week.
Big fixtures, yeah.
Let's get you guys all in the comments, and thank you guys for watching.
Cheers.